Hey, how's it going, guys? TheHORRORman back with day 6 of my second challenge, and today's theme is dreams.
Dream, 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 dream.
So for day 6, I'm looking for scenes from movies or TV shows featuring dream sequences. They can be night dreams or they can even be daydreams. I don't care either way, it just has to be some type of dream. Something that really stands out to you. Explain why the scene is important. Explain why the scene is funny or scary or bizarre. Just looking for, a variety of different options here. There are definitely so many. I actually came up with 4 to include in this video. I'm going to be showing 2 movies and 2 TV shows. My first movie pick is a film I've mentioned many times before. It's one of my favorite horror films of all time, and it is Dolls. The specific scene I'm talking about is at the beginning of the movie when Judy and her parents are walking through the woods in the rainstorm. The car just got stuck in the mud, so they're looking for shelter. Judy's stepmother, Rosemary, is a giant bitch. She takes Judy's teddy bear, throws it into the woods. So of course Judy is upset about this and starts to imagine that Teddy comes to life, turns into this giant teddy bear, and just comes through the woods after Rosemary and her father, ultimately killing both of them. It kind of breaks out of the teddy bear's skin and turns into a real bear and just mauls the father and mauls Rosemary. It's a pretty memorable scene. Judy gets frightened by it, and then she says something like, "Oh, Teddy," like he did something wrong, and he kind of makes like a sad sigh. And it's just kind of a funny scene, and also kind of creepy, I guess, if you're younger. And then of course, Rosemary kind of smacks Judy a little bit to wake her up, shakes her, because Judy's been daydreaming, just standing there. So yeah. It's not a night dream scene, of course, but it is a daydream scene, so it definitely fits this topic, and I needed to mention that. My second movie pick is one that doesn't get mentioned a lot, probably because it's a rare movie. It's never been officially released here in the US on DVD, and I believe the imported version that I own is actually out of print as well. And that movie I'm talking about is Paper House. This is a Region 2 release. Again, I believe this one is out of print too. This movie has still not gotten a US Region 1 release. I have no idea why. Such an awesome movie. Very surreal, which is why I like dream sequences. They add that surreal feeling to the movie or TV show that you're watching. And this movie right here is a perfect example of that. There are so many dream sequences in here. It's pretty much one giant dream sequence. For those of you who don't know about this movie, about a little girl who's very sick, because she's in bed sick, she has this flu or whatever it is, and she starts drawing, and everything she draws comes to life in her dreams. So of course she draws this paper house, and sure enough, she falls asleep, in her feverish state, and she dreams about that paper house. So then she draws a little boy in the house, and then she, goes back into her sleep, and now she's in the paper house, and the little boy's in there with her. Then every time she adds something to the paper, something else appears in her dream. So it's pretty crazy, really cool storyline. But the specific scene I want to talk about is the chase scene. There's this dark character. I'm not going to say who because I don't want to give any spoilers away, but her and the young boy are trying to get away, and there's this character off in the distance carrying this hammer, and he's just kind of chasing after them. You can't really see his face because it's very bizarre and blurred out, and I don't know how to explain it. I really don't want to give anything away. So if those of you who have seen the movie, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. I actually included a picture from the scene in my very first intro, I believe. So for those of you who remember, it's kind of that shadowy figure on a hill holding, what looks to be a hammer. That's from this movie right here. So definitely a creepy dream sequence. Really cool movie, very surreal, as I said. And if somehow you can check this movie out, I definitely recommend it. My next 2 picks are both TV shows, and the first one is one that I had to mention, and it is The Sopranos. Now this is one of those shows that I mention a lot as well, but there are just so many different examples, in this TV series that really fit a lot of the themes that I include in my challenge. But I haven't mentioned it for my second challenge yet, so I figured I would use this opportunity to do so. And what I'm talking about is the Tony Soprano dream sequence in Season 6, Part 1, where he dreams that he's Kevin Finity. And for those of you who are fans of the show and have seen it, you know exactly what I'm talking about already. Very, very bizarre, very interesting though. It kind of really pulls you in. You're wondering what the hell is going on. Very, very interesting stuff. And again, I won't go into great detail because I don't want to spoil anything for anyone who hasn't seen this fantastic show. So those of you who have, you know what I'm talking about, and I think we can all agree it's a pretty deranged dream sequence. And my final pick for day 6 is also from TV. It's a 90s Nickelodeon show, Salute Your Shorts. Those of you who have seen the show probably already know where I'm going with this, and the dream sequences I'm talking about are from the episode Zeke the Plumber. My favorite episode of the show, hands down. Such a fun episode. All the characters are around the campfire telling ghost stories, and one of them tells a story about this guy named Zeke the Plumber who had his face badly burned, so he wears this mask. Now, the mask is nothing special. It's meant to just look like, regular human skin, but that's what's so creepy about it. It looks like just this guy with a mustache, but obviously you can tell it's a mask, and it's just very strange. I don't know, there's something about it that's definitely creepy. And the way he talks, his voice is kind of muffled underneath the mask, kind of raspy, so that adds to the creep out factor as well. But a lot of the characters, after hearing the ghost story, start having dreams about him, and Zeke the Plumber basically knows your fears. He gets inside your head. So one character, for example, has a dream that Zeke the Plumber is right next to him in the cabin, plunged in this toilet, and stuck in the toilet is this stuffed elephant that that character actually sleeps with that night. And of course, it's this fear that everybody's going to find out about this. So that's why to him it's a nightmare. Another one of the characters, a female character who's a big tomboy, and she plays a lot of the sports and stuff. She has a nightmare about Zeke the Plumber, that she's at this ball dancing around, and that's kind of her biggest fear. So yeah, it sounds silly, but it was meant to be a kids show, and there are definitely creepy elements in it, especially for younger viewers, I would think. But just always remember that show and that episode, and absolutely love it. Definitely worth checking out. This is another show that really needs to get released officially in Region 1, because it really was definitely a great show to grow up watching. So yeah, those are my picks, guys, for Day 6, Dreams. Post your video responses. I really love watching all of them. And there's only one day left, guys, so I hope you're enjoying this challenge. Thanks.